What's up?
Um, I definitely disconnected there, but I think when you're actually in a
Cora,
cutscene, they added a
it is
method of
good to see
forgiveness.
you.
Hmm.
Likewise. Long voyage
Obviously, that's
notwithstanding,
probably
you
Um.
not been
seem
streamed
none the worse
successfully
for wear.
during the cutscene.
Hmm.
Oh,
There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we?
can't wait to be already level 90 by the time we hit our first dungeon.
Oh,
Eh, it's okay.
welcome, friends, to Sharlian.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
Well, I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
Well, I was going to talk to them immediately, but I see an Aethernet shard right there. God, there's too many people. Holy shit. No music here, what? There we go. First time in Charlie for the rest of us, a homecoming was long overdue. Must have a place you wish to visit and people you're dying to see, therefore I propose we postpone our agenda. Okay. Not be welcome at the estate as such, but I sure would like to nose around the neighborhood all the same. Equally untethered, as it were, there's no particular place that my kin call home. I would be worried about leaving you on the streets right now. I know everybody has Aether, but you're, like, does all the stone have Aether too? Or are you just going to be bumping in the walls? I mean, considering they're able to see the city anyway, I mean, should I really be taking their blindness into account?
Right.
Down to one viewer all of a sudden, by the way. Which is a bit weird. Might need to refresh some things. Oh, they did that thing where it's... right, okay. Keep me on your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave them behind by entering a different area using the Aethernet or putting too much distance between the two. How does that happen? This is weird. Okay, so lots of lore-related stuff. Got it. But I'd rather hit that main Aetherite first. Oh. Huh. Can't do that anymore, can I? I was just about to use Fists of Wind to run around. I didn't know that they got rid of the stances. Oh dear. Hey there, Terria?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Went from the main Aetherite and went left. But I'm almost back at the main one now.
I love how I probably should have turned myself to properly see this damn statue.
Right.
Where is it? There it is. Although the camera just kind of fucked up again. Statue of the Scar, which stands at its end.
And I'll meet you back at the main Aetherite.
You're saying that like I'm probably going to be there anytime soon. Because I've got a
Oh, I
lot
know
of
you're
walking
not.
around to do.
Yep.
This is poor, but also our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive. The average Charlane tends to regard seasoning of flavors with a certain indifference.
Oh, I didn't even notice those.
How can I put this? The food is, it's bland.
Yeah. And then I'll look at them later on then.
When people at the studium, however, who could stomach physical and 7 meals no longer, so he quit his lessons, poured all of his savings into building a proper eatery.
Oh wait, you're actually at a different area than me.
Seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the more impressive items on the menu. Not that I had the pleasure of eating one myself, because you were typical Charlane when it came to cheap and convenient, but sure. Tedder has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and step to the cafe's delights. We'll press on the stairs to the side of the cafe. There will take us up to the Atrium Plaza. Okay. You allowed to swim in this water, though?
Don't know.
No, no you're not. Not there, at least. Perfectly functioning Aetherite. Remember to tune yourself before you move on. Yeah, I already did that. Aside from the underlying principles of elegant Aetherites, it allows us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. Now if we go to our next destination, our path leads northwest. Or northeast, rather. Angora, where you can find anywhere. Oh, this is where I'm supposed to go. Okay. He used to sell questionable prototypes for various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out for the most part. Aw. That actually sounds pretty interesting. Tor is one with particular relevance to an ultimate purpose. Let's head back to the Aetherite Plaza. I mean, if you want to take the stairs, then sure. Can I fish in the fountains? If only.
I will laugh.
If only. An area dedicated to blessings of water. But this fountain area is dedicated to blessings of water. Alright. Alright. It's a reminder of the Great Flood, water is. It's water.
Right?
The propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in our dock city, which, yeah, I can only imagine why one would use a lot of water in such a situation. The grand structure before you is the rostra. Name refers to the original public platform erected here upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver an oration and debate policy. Cool. Walled into council chambers, the nature of the forum and duties of the members remains largely unchanged. Who would have thought? From here, one can see the entire city spread out. Yeah, if my camera could turn far enough. Bit by bit, these few buildings grew into a town and community of interest area, and I can also see its echoes. Can't accept the party invite right now.
That's fine.
Tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with the fittingly named Journey's End. You didn't send us to every... Alright. You didn't send us to every Aetheryte, though.
Made you lead.
Yep. What, did you find a dungeon or something?
No.
I like how someone's wandering around with a Braha minion. Who was where those who put ashore with our canoe built their first homes. The present day it serves as a residential district for the most important officials in the Yield of Shoreline families. Clearly larger than its neighbors, that estate belongs to our friends from House Leviar, or whatever the hell it's said. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. Yep. Did they take out Peloton, though? That's the question.
Don't know.
They did not. But I interrupted it literally at the last second. Oh my god. Like, not even the last second, like last millisecond. It was a full bar. I didn't have a particular outfit for this. Could have sworn I did. I guess not. Cross the bridge right here, stick to the path and be careful. Okay, you're just literally telling us where to go. Still have professors who prefer to establish their own private practices. Not that I ever attend the exclusive schools they run in the residency. Alright. I like how they can actually become available to talk to even when they're outside of the Aetheryte thing. Not the Aetheryte, like little circle. This is the annex. If you continue up the hill, you'll arrive at the doorstep of Phenomenon. What a name. Inside with you. I'm next to an Aetheryte, you fuck!
Right?
Damn it! Back and I brought
You'll be
them with
running
me.
around, huh?
Oh yeah. You were right about the ship then. Hello, Grahai. It's nice to see you again. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Cinemate. I've heard many tales of your exploits. I've heard many tales of how you can't voice act this one, apparently. Nice. Ajaka is Sunjika?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Jika.
Yeah.
Jisa, Ajaka, Sunjika, Administration Office to the Students of Valdesium. He oversees the day-to-day businesses of the Annex. Oh yes, Eureka! Oh, great. I wonder if they updated Eureka.
I don't know.
Make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, busy work.
Yay.
The isle itself vanished. The annex has served as our base of operations. Cool. Doors on the left there is the main hall where we can discuss our options moving forward. Cool. Probably have time to rest before our discussions begin in earnest. It's like, that's a lot of resting, yo. You know, I just realized the gadget on her arm is the same that Papa Limo used.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. Oh boy.
Yeah, looks like we may be in a different instance since I am not seeing ya.
I don't know how long the message thing is. Yeah, it's close enough. Chambers are quite well appointed, far more so than cheap roadside inn. You may be well assured. Cool. Nap rooms. Can I get that Aetheryte, please? Please. I'm hearing so many minions. Oh my goodness.
in another city, we're not able to use our mounts in.
Yeah, but at least this one doesn't seem nearly as plotted out to have mounts in it.
Yeah.
There's 3 different fishing areas here.
Oh, nice.
There is no spearfishing areas inside the city, though. So yeah, I don't think you can swim at all.
Or if you're able to, it's only at the surface.
Don't know why I ran when I could have teleported, but oh well.
Yeah,
Zoom,
we're
zoom, yep.
definitely in an instance.
Well, this part's an instance for sure. Feel free to go ahead of me, by the way.
Alright.
Because I'm going to be taking a lot of time in your own Japanese voice acting.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
I feel like a lot of people were delayed here.
It's fine, Moriange. We're all here now.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the expansion was. Cough, cough.
Let's get down to business then, shall we? Come what may, we must prevent the Telopheroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see 2 paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal.
Oh, I can only imagine it's a little rough, but how far away is it, Solus?
The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus
About
on
2 through 3
history,
hours in for the first
while
time. Oh,
remaining
no.
entirely uninvolved in the making of it.
And I'm guessing that's with you reading everything instead of just listening to the voice lines.
And at the
Oh,
other
from where I
extreme,
am. Oh,
we
shit.
have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. Despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, it simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
I just went to bed so I didn't have to deal with, like, the initial server problem.
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for
Though
your help
honestly,
to
it
solve.
wasn't
Our
that
future will
bad.
depend on it.
Which is good. But at the very least, though, if there's any of those situations like Rub on Extreme or anything, you kind of get past it.
Right.
As
Plus
for our
queues,
second
considering how much I was
potential path,
disconnecting,
it concerns a request
15
made
minutes
directly
per
to the
disconnect would
students of
kind of
Baldur's
suck.
Yeah.
And that's after connection gets reestablished.
Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over.
We already know this.
Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas. Name
Again, we know this.
the
Also,
request in
you have a
question
smudgy marker.
comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Flavnair.
You... You'd think they'd upres texture for the maps, you know?
Hmm.
This
Our
feels kind of
missive
weird.
describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal.
It's like either you guys write very weirdly, or this thing is not resolute, like its resolution isn't nearly as large as it should be, because why are they zooming in on this? Like, this is really bad, unless they have printers. Like, if they have, like, if this just came out of a gigantic printer, but, like, the resolution of the image that they made wasn't large enough, which I would be very questionable of for a, you know, a country of scholars and people who are very into the knowledge and stuff like that. I feel like they'd want things to be able to be zoom and enhanceable. What? Why are there printers so bad then? It's like, why is this so low res? It just feels odd. Especially when you then see the background over here, and like, you could probably zoom in on that, and while you'd start seeing pixels like you can already right
In
now, it wouldn't be that
response to
bad.
this threat, the satrap of
Right.
Largs at Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
Though, my biggest contention right now is the notes. Apparently, their written language is smudge. Like, I can kind of understand the map, but just the notes don't seem right.
One rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts.
What's worse, by the way, is if you look above Urianger right now, they have two notes that are in clearly different resolutions. Both are still very smudged, but one of them has a lot more detail to it, while the other one is literally just a smudge. It just feels like someone decided to place like an ink blot somewhere and just wipe their thumb across it.
Yeah.
And like then you got the one next to his shoulder, which I have no idea what the hell that one's trying to say at all. There's like, is that even writing anymore? Very faded.
It is possible. Nay,
I don't know.
probable
It just feels
they
like
have
that
gleaned
was a bit
truth
weird to not
unobtainable
add the
by
resolution there.
Asia or her Far Eastern allies.
Shortcuts where they
do,
can
in
be, though.
fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice.
You know, now less Alphanod wants politics
But
again.
the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnarian one.
Oh, are
Given
they
the
doing the
fate of
thing
the
they
world may
did
hinge on the
before,
results of
where
the
they
move.
split us, and they have us go down two different paths? Are they really doing that again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes,
They are.
though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts.
Okay, you've got any cloning magic? Because that's a lot. That's some bullshit. I don't know, I don't really agree with the,
As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned.
It feels like they're trying to give player choice,
As for myself,
but
I shall continue
in
what I've
such a
begun
shallow way
Sharlayan.
when they do that.
I should also